Greetings viewers, this is Monto Maverick coming at you with another review video. Today we'll be discussing and reviewing the high-grade Universal Century RX-0 Unicorn Gundam 03 Phenex Destroy Mode. I want to add that this is my first and only high grade in my collection. Normally I'll build master grades, some perfect grades, and some even real grades. But high grades I never got really into just because I find them very simplistic. Definitely is something to consider in case you or someone you know want to get into high grades. But personally, for me the build is just too simple for that. I like something much more complex. But the only reason why I got this one is because the Phenex master grades along with even a perfect grade is quite expensive. So I figured, let me shoot for the high grade, which is a lot cheaper than the master grade or perfect grade for that matter. Not only that, but I just like the shine of the armor, which we'll be getting into very shortly. Now, I don't know too much of the history behind the Phenex form of the Unicorn Gundam. I know more about the original Unicorn or the Banshee. The only thing I know about this Gundam per se is that it was never actually in the Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn series, 7-part series on Netflix. I suggest you watch it. It's like one of my favorite Gundam series, so I recommend it. However, this, like I said, this was not in the show. It's actually in a different show called Mobile Suit Gundam Narrative, and it's a series I've yet to watch, so I don't know too much about it. So I do apologize for that. But needless to say, oops, sorry about that. Kind of tilted my tripod a little bit. Anyway, but the Phenex, the only big differences about the Phenex compared to the other Unicorn or the Banshee, for obvious reasons, is the color. There's a very gold-plated Gundam compared to the other two, whereas the Unicorn is white and the Banshee is black or a very dark navy blue. But yes, there's a shiny gold plating, blue inner frame, or so to speak, and just the fact that it has those backpack attachments, as you can see here on the box art. But that's all I really know about this. But as I stated before, I decided to get it just because I figured it was pretty cheap compared to the other models associated with this kit. Now, onto the box. Now, definitely like the action pose, so to speak, of the Phenex here. And go on the bottom. The other action poses, all this gold plated, which is one of the biggest reasons why I got it, as stated before. And I want to add that this kit does not transform. Most high grade kits, at least for the Unicorn Gundams, do not transform. You can either get the regular Unicorn mode or get the Destroy mode separately. If you want a kit that transforms, the real grade, master grade, or even perfect grade would do that for you. Yep, but simple. And here we go, and here is the one of the big differences for this one is that it comes with the backpack attachments, the Armed Armor DE. Unfortunately, I do not know what DE stands for, but Armed Armor, I feel like that's kind of a run-on personally. But needless to say, those are the attachments and the standard beam magnum, just like how both the Banshee and the regular Unicorn Gundam have. And for a high grade, this is actually a little bit expensive for a high grade. It says here is 5,000, which it'd be translated as 5,000 Japanese yen or 50 US dollars, at least roughly around that price. So even though high grades are the cheaper route, this one definitely is a bit expensive just due to the gold plating. And here's the manual, and like I said, all high grades are a very simple build. To give you a much better idea, here you go, we have there's actually 2 sets of C here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for the polycaps. So 10, which is not too bad for high grades, but most high grades probably have about, I would say, 6, maybe 7 runners altogether. So yeah, and just only several pages of building. Get the torso, the head, the arms, and the legs. And over here you get the waist along with the arm armor, backpack attachments, and the beam magnum. Oh, and the shield as well. So yeah, very simple. And right here are the specs. You get the model number RX0, the total height 21.7 meters, weight 23.8 tons. And the one thing that I am a little bit upset about this is that this does not come with a saber. But then again, it's a high grade, so I guess that might be just standard. But yeah, that's one of the things I kind of wish it did come with, was just some beam sabers. And that's it for the manual and the box. So now onto the kit itself. And here we have the high grade Universal Century Gundam Unicorn Phenex version. And immediately I do like the fact, I just like the way how this kit looks. Then again, it's due to that gold plating, that really does stand out for me. Definitely something that is not too often seen by other kits actually. Due to the gold plating is the reason why this kit alone is just a little bit expensive. But of course, compared to the master grade or perfect grade, that price would be definitely a lot higher. I believe the perfect grade Phenex is actually over $300, and that's not even including the internal LEDs that perfect grade unicorn kits have. So yes, just over $300 just for the kit itself. So that's saying something. I believe the master grade is just slightly over 100. I want to say maybe 100, maybe even 120. Last I checked. But then again, it could have changed depending on where you get it from. Amazon, eBay, all things considered. But regardless of that, needless to say, like again, just that shine is the one thing that really is sticking out to me. I am worried about that because there could be that issue of gold paint syndrome. Basically, some kits or even some toys from a long time ago, whenever they have like a gold plating color to it or even chrome with that shine, it could peel off in time. So that's the one thing I am concerned about. But you know what? I'm okay with it. Honestly, I just like the way how this looks. And here's the Phenex with the armor attachment. And definitely this did, if I can talk, excuse me. This definitely increased the size of this kit just a little bit. Definitely a lot higher than it looks. Let me see if I can get that. There we go. Just got to focus. There we go. So yeah, definitely a lot bigger. And this is actually one of those kits that actually does come with that. The Banshee normally, along with the regular Unicorn, does not come with the armor attachment. But that's okay. And then that's the one thing why this kit does stand out. And the one thing that I do enjoy about that is it does come, you can actually pose this differently. So I am thankful for that. It does give good action poses with it. However, because of that attachment, is a double-edged sword really. Yes, you can pose differently, but at the same time, it is a little bit back heavy. I am thankful that it's standing quite well on my turntable, but there's only a matter of time before just a little stumble onto the table and it could fall off. And to give you all a better idea of articulation for this kit, I'm just going to actually remove these so it'll be a little bit easier without taking the arm off. And I'm just going to take this off carefully. And there we go. Okay. There we go, focus. So the head goes 360 degrees. The shoulders rotate all around. Can actually maneuver in a way to raise the shoulder, which is kind of different, kind of like that. And because I took the arm off by accident, I'm just going to show it on the right arm. You have a good 9-degree bend on the elbow. You can have to go all the way to, not saying you need to, but at least you have that option. The hand does go all around. The waist can go all the way to 360 degrees. Very nice. The legs, if you were to lift the skirt up a little bit, you can actually have the leg extended all the way. And unfortunately, if you were to bend the knee too much, then you actually take the leg off. So only in the 90-degree bend. You can bring, this is as far as you can go to bring the leg back. And the foot does rotate a little bit. And just to show it on this attachment, the L points here and here, so you can move the armor pieces around. And unfortunately, that's as far as it can go. And you could maneuver these as well if you choose to. And that's it for articulation. And now for some size comparison. Here's a with the higher master model Terry's Bomber. Here's a with the real grade Strike Freedom. So he definitely is a little bit taller. Be sure to look at the video I have uploaded for the Strike Freedom. The real grade Sinanju. And this is actually kind of ironic, saying that these two are almost part of the same universe. I was actually expecting these two to be roughly the same height, but as you can tell, the real grade Sinanju is actually a little bit taller. And last but not least, here's with the master grade Shin Musha Gundam. Now definitely the Shin Musha Gundam is definitely bigger, but this is what a master grade would normally look like. So in case this was a master grade, I would say this might be just a little bit taller, not because of the armor attachment, but I would just say because the unicorn normally is a little bit taller. Now for the pros and the cons, and there's actually a few pros. For starters, posability is actually not too bad, as stated before. The gold plating definitely does make this kit do stand out. I really do like that. That shine is definitely something that really attracts me. So I definitely do like how it looks very glossy. Another pro, and I would say this is more biased in terms of fan base, but if you're a fan of Gundam Unicorn, then you'd definitely be a fan of this kit. That much I can say. Another pro, which I would say more budget-wise, that even though it is a little bit high for a high-grade class, but the fact that it is the Phenex, I would say that the price is a bit reasonable compared to the Master Grade and Perfect Grade. Another plus is actually its sturdiness. If you look closely at the beam magnum rifle that it's holding, it's actually holding it pretty steady. Whereas some kits, due to loose joints or maybe just a test of time, the strength of the arm would just be defeated. It would just come right down, but this is actually holding the beam magnum quite well actually, and I'm thankful for that. And I would say that kind of goes with the simplicity of the build. There's not too many extra pieces that could cause the weight of the beam magnum to actually hold the arm down, so to speak. But really it's just, again, it's just that simplicity. Not too many parts to worry about. It would just hold its own. So that is a good plus, I would say. Now for the cons, and there's quite a few of them as well. I did mention the posability, which is good. However, some of the things could get in the way, especially if you have the armor pieces on. So the range of possibility is limited. If I can talk, I apologize. If it is a little bit limited. A little bit of a tongue twister there, I do apologize. But that is one con, is the just limited possibility just because of the armor pieces, but if you take them off, then you should be good. Another con, which is actually a double-edged sword, is the gold itself. I noticed when I was just posing it that there is it gets easily smudged by fingerprints, so watch out for that. In addition to that, though, all these pieces, whenever I cut them off for the runners, unfortunately does leave that nub mark from when you cut them. So this kit, I don't know if this would be a good kit to even paint. I know many people would like to custom paint the kits, and that's great. That's absolutely one of the great things about Gunpla, is that you can customize paint almost all kits around. But this kit is something that I don't know would be good to paint over. If you're really good with the paint and a painting gun, or airbrush gun really, then I say go for it, just so you can hide those nub marks. But if you're not, then I wouldn't recommend you do so. Another con, which is just really nitpicky really, I kind of wish this kit was a transforming one, but since it's a high grade, it doesn't surprise me too much. But still, that would be a nice little feature. Maybe I will spend extra money on the master grade and not be able to get a transforming kit. And another nitpicky con is that I kind of wish this kit came with a beam saber. I mean, I know it's not really that, I guess, important, I guess, for standard high grades, but just that one little thing, it'd be a nice little extra accessory for this kit. But aside from that, I would say this kit is just fine without it. Now my final verdict, is this a kit worth getting? If you are getting started in Gunpla, I would not recommend this kit to be the first high grade kit. It's just something that just maybe a little bit cheaper, if not just something that you won't need to worry about the smudges on the paint exactly. So I guess something else. I'm unable to think of a better high grade to start off with. Unfortunately, I do apologize again. I don't really have too many high grades in my collection. I just have this one. But I would not recommend this to be the first kit. Now, in time, if you bring up a good collection, I would say, yeah, this would be a good addition to your collection. Now, as for custom paint, if you're good with airbrushing, go for it. But personally, I don't think it's needed unless you want to get some touch-up paint to hide those nub marks. But then again, you of course fear of the difference in shading of that paint. So that is something to consider. But all in all, I would say this is really nice. The gold again is a double-edged sword. It's nice because of how it looks. It's bad because of the smudges. But again, me personally, I say this is a good buy. A very good purchase, I would say. So with that being said, I want to thank all of you for watching. Really fun, simple build. Very simple actually, because it's a high grade. But other than that, I would say it was a very enjoyable one too. So tune in next time where I have more kits to review, more kits to build. I'm currently building a few right now, so please be patient. So if you haven't done so, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until then, keep on building.